Hey guys, I am back and we have a bit of a new background because I have this art piece that I made a little bit ago. Background. I don't actually know if it's going to be in the background. It might be a little bit. And I also have different earrings in than I normally do. And my face is glazed because I did an Aquaphor mask because my face is really dry. So, yeah, today I actually have a topic for this video because I feel like it's just really relevant, and I like every time that it happens, I really notice it. So, we are going to be discussing the linear relationship between my social life and how much I feel like myself. Let's get into it. So, first of all, just for a little background, I actually wrote an article on Substack about this. I haven't published it yet, but it's written. So, but basically, my most of my life I have been sort of a loner. I mean, not technically on purpose, but like, yeah. But I've, survived my 15 years of life so far being alone most of the time, and you know, sometimes it's hard, but I generally enjoy it. So, I'm fine with it most of the time. Well, in recent times, I don't know how like recent. How I don't know if I can give you a timeline, but this light is really bothering me. But it's like my only source of light anyway. I have become a lot more social than I have been in my entire life. Actually, I think. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but from what I remember at least. Now, with that said, I have noticed lots of patterns that happen the more social I am. So basically, what I've noticed is the more that I hang out with other people, go to parties, which hasn't actually really happened at all, but whatever. Hang out with other people, go to parties, just, yeah, be social. The less I feel like myself, like my self concept, my sense of self, I don't feel it as much the more social I am, if that makes sense. So I've been trying to like figure out why, which, I haven't really found the cause yet, but we're trying to discover it. My camera feels kind of blurry, so I'm gonna try to wipe it. That was better. Anyway, so yeah, so I've been trying to figure out why, and so I'm just gonna present you with some of my theories as to why, and I'm just gonna like try to break it down. Just kind of like I'm just kind of putting it out there. I don't really have an idea yet, but yeah. So let's get into it. First reason is I think this is kind of my main theory is that because I've spent so much time with myself and so much time alone, I have learned to enjoy my own presence, and it's kind of what I favor out of everyone else, which that sounds kind of narcissistic. I don't feel like it is. I feel like it's just whatever. So because I've enjoyed my time with myself so much, I've kind of created this concept in my brain of like what exactly I want, certain things to be like, certain situations to be like, how I want myself to be like. And whenever I hang out with other people, I don't know. I don't really know. That's the thing. I guess when I hang out with other people, that it just doesn't line up with how I'm thinking, if that makes sense, which, like, duh, I guess, because, other people aren't me, but it's just weird. It's just strange. Not that, but whatever. Anyway, so, I don't know. The reason that I feel this way is, I mean, it comes up every so often, but yesterday I went to a party, ironically, at my own house. It was my first one because my brother hosted it, and, safe to say didn't go well, like at all, but I won't get into that. That's a story for another time. But I went to bed that night and just felt so like out of place. I felt like a puzzle that was just scattered, like all the pieces just scattered everywhere. And I was just like trying to pick them all up while I'm crying. That makes sense. And because I just didn't feel like myself. Because when I was younger, I mean, really not that much younger, like really when I was like 12, 13, I made a pact to myself, like I am never gonna drink alcohol until I'm 25 years old because I am just so against it. It's so bad for your growing brain and all this stuff. I mean, if you can't tell already, I paid attention to all the like dare to do drugs programs at my school, but I was just so against it. I like preached this to my parents. I mean, my parents are probably like, ecstatic to hear that, but anyway, I was just kind of like a big nerd about advocating against drugs and advocating against alcohol and underage drinking and partying and blah blah blah. And my younger self like never thought that I would reach a point in my teenagehood that I actually would be like social or popular enough to go to parties and actually do those things. So I'm thinking like maybe that was just my way of coping, knowing that I would never get to do that. But then again, I think I might have just been a huge nerd. I kind of still am. But yeah, so yeah, when I was younger, I just never wanted to do any of that stuff. I never was attracted to it. I didn't think it was that cool. Um, and it's not like I'm doing it all the time either. Like I've never vaped. I've never gotten drunk. I've had like max like 2 drinks ever in my life. And then I had like a sip yesterday, but that doesn't really count. Um, and like it wasn't like I actually did any of these things, but it just felt so like not me, and I felt so out of place. And I'm like, is it the people? Is it me hanging out with people, or is it the things that I'm doing? Because it's like whenever I go to Chipotle with my friends, like I don't feel like I'm a different person, but it's just like whenever I'm doing things like going to parties or hanging out with my brother's friends who all kind of do bad stuff, I that's when I feel bad. So then maybe it really isn't even about the social aspect, more it's about the things that I am doing. And it's like in the moment I'm usually having fun, but it's like afterwards I just feel so horrible about it. And it's just a lot of it's really against my morals, I think. And I don't do anything to stop it. I don't know why. Like, for example, my brother and his friends, I tend to hang out with them a lot just because they're kind of my only source of like consistent social time, because I don't really plan stuff with my friends, or my friends don't plan stuff with me, which maybe that's on me, but so I often find myself hanging out with them. And they say horrible stuff, like racist, like just sexist, just horrible, horrible stuff I could never imagine myself laughing at or anything like that. But I'm consistently disgusted by it, but I don't ever say anything, and I don't ever stop hanging out with them. And I don't know why. I don't know why I don't call them out. I do call them out sometimes, but it's not to the extent that I feel like I should, or I feel like I would. And I feel like I should stop hanging out with them, but I don't. And I don't know if it's just because I crave the validation, if I crave the attention, if I crave the social aspect of it, or I don't know. But it feels so out of character of me. And yeah. And I don't like feeling that way. Like I do really want to feel more like who I feel like I am, if that made any sense. But I think that I am like, maybe it's just because I haven't found the right friends that will help me, you know, expel all of my, not expel, but execute, that was the word I was, execute all of my, creative and like just ideas, and just like do them with me and hang out with me, whatever. Because I feel like I'm always just bursting with creativity, and I just need someone to like help me execute them. And that's really when I don't want to just like go eat food at Chipotle when I'm hanging out with my friends. Like I want to go make a movie. I want to go write a script. I want to go do a photo shoot. I want to go do crafts, whatever it is. I feel like I'm so creative in all spaces of art. Um, and I want to do that. And I feel like maybe it's just because I haven't found the right artsy friends who will do that with me. And that's kind of why I feel so out of place when I do hang out with people. And I think that might be it. I think there's so many different, things that I could add to this, and things that are probably, why I feel certain ways. But yeah, but overall, I do realize that it's okay to enjoy spending time with myself. And the thing is, I really do enjoy social interaction. I love being social so much. I mean, I'm an introvert, but I love being social a lot, which is like kind of weird because I used to be really introverted, where I never wanted to go up to people. I never wanted to like talk to people, or I was really shy. And so maybe it's just me growing out of that, because I am social. I want to be social. And I don't know. That was kind of a jumble of words, but yeah, that's kind of all I have to say so far. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I feel like I should say more. There's more in my mind, but I don't really. Sorry if you like see me scratching my knee. I got like a shit ton of mosquito bites this weekend, so I'm just scratching that. Anyway, I don't know why I'm actually filming this right now, because it's 1 a.m. I have an exam tomorrow. I actually have 2 exams tomorrow. So I should probably go study. That's what I meant to do. But instead I'm filming a YouTube video that probably no one's gonna watch. But yeah, bye guys.